Wait, who does the editing? I was going to say it would so be in there now. All right.
Hi everybody, we are the
Knitters Are Here!
And today we are here at the Makery in Mount Vernon, Ohio with Kim.
Hello!
Yes. We found this amazing shop down here about an hour south of where we are in Medina County, and it is a gem. Oh. Please, please, if you can, no matter how far you are. I'm trying to distract Kim while
Our local
she
kleptomaniac
takes over here.
We have yarn horn.
So Kim, the Makery, tell us about the name, the Makery.
Well, I had always wanted a thread and yarn shop because I design embroidery patterns and I love to embroider, but I also like to knit. It's kind of my Ritalin, honestly.
Yeah.
It really is. But I didn't want to stop there because I feel like anytime you're making, I wanted to make a corner on Main Street in this town where people could make all kinds of things and come together, because when people sit together and they're creating, they tell stories. When they tell stories, there's bridges of understanding, thus you build a stronger community.
Yes.
But knitting and embroidery, anything with thread or yarn is our main thrust, but we do sugar scrub because we go to next door.
I say there's a shop next door that, is that all locally?
It's all Ohio, it's 80% Ohio, all handmade.
Okay.
Yeah. Items, everything from candy to jewelry to whatever.
We'll sneak over there and take some pictures too.
So we have our wet classrooms over there. So in our wet classroom, we dye yarn, we make sugar scrub, we've done father-son birdhouse building and everything. This back here is more for the fiber base. But we also do a lot of things involving wine. Yeah, like paint and sip with wine.
I am never leaving.
Yeah.
Sorry, Frank.
But you do needle felting.
Oh, needle felting, I
the
have one right
Japanese
there.
embroidery.
Sashiko, we do that. Yep. But we have on staff here, and I know right now things are slow, obviously, so things aren't quite back to normal, but we have a crochet instructor, a sock instructor, a knitting instructor, and we have a woman that teaches all of the arts like watercolor, Zentangle, bullet journaling, and then we have Jamie who teaches soap making, sugar scrub making, lip balm making.
I found my home!
So it's so fun to bring together mainly women but also men into this, and it's truly become a community couch, which is what I wanted.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, where does your fiber story begin? Whether it's the needlework or yarn?
The needlework story begins with my grandma Anna, and she was hilarious because her form of embroidery was a pillowcase edge, and the stitches were like this long.
Oh, yeah.
Right? She'd just be like, there you go, and you'd be like, no. So like 3 washings in, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So it wasn't her forte, but she loved it, and she also did cross stitch. On like tea towels and things.
cross stitch?
Yeah. I don't come from a family of makers at all, but it's really in my blood, and I don't know how it got there. And so my journey started with my grandma Anna, and then I always made things, even the dreaded corn husk dolls of the 80s, right? I would make anything. And when I was a kid, I had pot holder makers and bedazzlers and thing makers, and so just making's been in my blood. So it just evolved. And the embroidery I quilted, and out of that came the love of embroidery, because I started embroidering my quilts. And then knitting is just kind of like my side hustle fun thing.
And you
That's
make
why I
your
loved-
own
yeah.
embroidery patterns.
I make my own embroidery patterns. I have an Instagram called Kimbroidery. It's Kim_BROIDERY.
Check her out.
It has my things on it, but I also curate through that many other people's.
Awesome.
Because you can't make enough to post. I mean, it
Right,
takes
right.
a
It
long
takes-
time to embroider. So it is hours of scrolling on the toilet for everybody.
For your benefit.
We know you do it. Just be honest about it.
Right. So
No more magazines.
Yes. When you got your shop, how did you envision it, plan
my
it out? How was
gosh.
it laid out?
Did you have a plan on paper first, or you
All
just
here.
wing it?
No, I don't ever wing. People think I'm winging, but it's all up here. I don't write a lot down. But I had traveled a lot and I went to yarn shops and I knew what I didn't want. I didn't want dark. I didn't want clicky. I didn't want to have my own personal craft store, my own personal craft space in there
Right.
that was messy and looked like my basement threw up.
Yeah.
And nothing against, no judgment. This is just what I didn't want, right?
Right.
I didn't want too much yarn. I love yarn. A lot. But I've been in yarn shops where you get a third of the way through and you're like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah, get
I'm so
overwhelmed.
overwhelmed,
And
I don't know
because-
what I want to buy.
Yeah,
because
and
I
most
can't
yarn
see it all.
companies follow the trends, so it all really starts to look similar.
Yes.
It does.
And I didn't want that. I wanted to showcase the story of each yarn and the yarn itself. So, yeah.
So what do you have in the store that you think people might not find as readily elsewhere?
Well, I'm going to say we love indie dyers. So I'm going to say names, and they're going to go, oh, I know that. A lot of people will, but we love leading men. And we brought leading men on before they were just on the cusp of really becoming a big deal. And I mean, that sells out. I can't, it flies out of here. And then I love Shirsty Cat.
Okay.
Just vibrant yarn, great for sock knitting, but great for anything. I'm a Hugh Loco fanatic. I'm a little of a fangirl for Hugh Loco.
Yes.
She probably thinks I'm a stalker. I love her. I love her. I like her life. She's adorable, and I love her yarn so much. And I'm a
She
chicken
has
girl.
The backyard chicken.
Yeah,
right?
I
Okay.
have chickens,
Yes.
so that I just love
It's
her.
very drawing.
Yeah. And the Tencel line from Yarn Stash out of Columbus.
Yes.
Her Tencel yarn and her dyeing is so fun.
It's
and
beautiful
Her
colors.
husband's a chef, so it's a real chemistry thing for them.
Oh,
Like
okay.
they love chemistry. And I mean, there's always the ones that everybody knows, but I really love indie dyers. I love them, like Heidi and Lana. She's so great, and it's a really mellow, almost an organic, naturally plant dyed look, but it's
Right.
not, so
It's
it
not.
lasts.
Yes.
Right.
So there's a lot of yarn that I love, and I have a great squad of women here that keep me in the know.
That was my next question, like, how do you know, like, the patterns that are coming up? And do you always go to Ravelry, or do you have other sources that you
Your
like
way to
go
know the trend.
If you don't follow MDK, the Mason-Dixon blog,
Oh yeah.
Mason-Dixon,
Totally
the
forgot about that.
MDK blog is amazing.
I actually have her on that. I was reading that the other day.
Yeah.
And there was something really interesting in there. I'm gonna have to go back.
And they go way beyond just patterns.
Yes,
It's
yes.
just, it is wonderful. I usually will lay in bed in the morning and read that first before I start my day.
Oh,
And
wow.
I love it
Looking at
that
that.
much. I
Yeah,
really
So
love
check
it.
out
familiar with
MDK.
that.
It's a blog.
It's like a blog.
Nice.
They'll send you an email,
like a
and then there's little
newsletter.
topics.
Yes.
You can
Okay.
pick what you're into.
Yeah.
And you know, there was one about socks recently that was so great, but it's just amazing. Socks, is it socks?
You can
She
buy
hates
those
socks.
puppies.
She will
Buy what
never knit
puppy?
a sock.
Oh, you'll never knit a sock? Oh my gosh, no.
No, I don't say never because too many things I've done that I've said I'd never do.
Yeah.
But you can buy those puppies.
You can buy them, but you know.
You can
I get
also
it.
make them.
Yeah.
But
you
Allison,
can
when
buy it.
Allison told me that there's as many stitches in a sweater as a pair of socks, it's like I'd
know
rather
that.
make
If you make
a
them with
sweater.
fine wool, yeah.
Wow.
See?
So, and I'd rather make a
changes
sweater.
it,
rather make a
doesn't it?
sweater.
Does, yeah.
Well, we have an instructor here,
And also-
Kristen, and she is a unbelievable sock. Every student that takes her class finishes their socks and they fit and they keep making them.
Wow.
But if you
okay.
make a sock and you think about stitches versus a sweater, it makes you respect the sock, but it also makes you think twice about who you give that sock to.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
the people we love who don't get it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, I could just go buy that at the store.
But I have a group of ladies here who are amazing. Actually, it's men and women who feed in and tell me what's happening and what they're working on, and they'll give me little tips. One woman, Susie, she's always sending me things, so they really help me keep abreast of things. 'Cause
Nice.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on out there
Yeah.
in the fiber world.
So how many, you actually teach the classes then here? Who are all
Yeah.
your instructors and?
They are a lot. 3 of them actually work here, like they are staffed here, and then they teach as well. That's a knitter, a weaver, and a crocheter. And then we also then have Kristen who teaches socks, and Taryn and Jamie. So we have other people who independent contracted and teach here.
Okay.
But they're here. They're the team. I don't like saying staff.
Yeah.
Independent. We
Right.
are a tight team of
The
women.
squad.
Oh, they are.
Yes,
They're
squad.
amazing.
So how do you handle that now with all the COVID?
We don't. There's no classes right
Yeah.
now, but we're looking at mid-July that we think we're going to be able to start doing it socially distanced, a lot less, because I mean, a lot of our classes would sell out at 28, 30 people. Our Skein and Scone would sell out,
Wow.
and so that's a tough one.
Tell us a little more about your skein and scone.
So
No,
ours-
don't tell anybody else.
No,
because
no,
I
she
want to do it.
Hours.
We want at least a 5-minute heads up on the posting so that we can get in there before everybody else. We love you guys, but
Yeah.
we're
Right.
sorry.
Well, one of the things that I am
You can cut this
so
out, right?
proud of, and I keep forgetting that it's not live.
Yeah.
Because I'm talking fast because I think we are on time limit.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna talk about that
Oh, wait a
too.
minute. I'm going to
Because
pause
she
here.
calmed down.
If you don't know about the Makery Live, Fridays at noon, check
Yes.
out the Makery on Facebook. She goes
Absolutely.
live. She's amazing.
It's fun.
So check that out. Okay, now back to skeins and
Thanks.
scones.
So, I think the thing I'm proudest about in this shop are the people, and I will get emotional. They are amazing, amazing women and men, amazing. And so once a month, I have what's called Skein and Scone, and it's a time for us to come together. And the fee ranges anywhere from 20 to 65. It depends on, like at Christmas we did a huge one, so then like January was like $20. And so the way it works is you sign up, you pay, and you come on one Saturday a month at 10 o'clock, and there's scones or muffins that are locally made and amazing, and orange juice and fruit and little goodies for you, and then you get a yarn. And you don't know what you're gonna get. And sometimes, obviously on the lower end, it's still quality, but it's just a good basic, good yarn, right? We're not throwing out a lot of acrylic here. And not that there's anything wrong with that.
There's a time and a place.
But
There's a
not
time
there,
and a
there's a
place.
time and a
Time and a
place,
place.
yeah. It's too much time put into it, I just can't. But anyways, and then sometimes it's just killer. Like we did a whole Hugh Loco chicken pack with 2 minis and a full, and you usually get patterns with it.
I'm cutting this all out so no one else knows until I get mine.
But the good thing is I kind of host it and we talk. There's always a special guest and they share. We've had a woman who writes songs about knitting perform.
Oh,
We've
oh,
had
wow.
indie dyers come in. We've had
Who knew?
pattern designers come in. And then we have a bring and brag time. And it's great because there's such a loving attitude here that if someone's like, I finished my first washcloth, everyone's like, woo! And then someone stands up and they're like, this is my full length Celtic, la 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 la.
Cable.
The yarn was gathered by sweaty virgins. Like, it's just, and everyone says, woo! So and then they all help each other.
Right, right.
It's so beautiful. And there's ages from early 20s to like 70, 80. And that, to me, is what this shop is all about. It's bringing people together. So.
And we can attest to that because Jen and Allison and I came for Knitting in Public Day, and just
do something else.
we had to do something else.
But the women that we met,
Just
there were no men that day.
We
They were
just had
great.
a really wonderful time with them, and really enjoyed our time here. And obviously, we came back.
I was camping.
High five on that.
Kayaking and camping.
Oh, nice. When I kayak, there's like an airtight seal.
You need that though.
Yeah, you do. And everyone
Because I
wants
gotta
to
sit there
kayak
and
with
brace
me.
it with my knees and try not to fall out.
No, it's just I'm like a weeble wobble in there. And because it's airtight, everyone's like, I want to be your partner because they can keep their iPhones under me. And they know it's not going to get wet.
No.
Use and abuse.
I love it.
And to back the truck up a little bit,
Beep, beep, beep.
I had come a couple weeks before the Knit in Public Day, and I had just kind of wandered in, and Kim was sitting on the couch with some ladies, and immediately
Did you not tell us that you did this?
No,
No,
it was
She did. She did.
Oh,
was
after the
undercover,
fact.
Darcy.
after the fact.
Well,
did a
She and Dave
hubby
came in.
thing.
Yeah,
I
she
did a
did.
hubby thing, and
Oh, yes, that's right.
Okay.
You were with your husband.
we were probably an hour away from the shop, but I convinced him this was on the way home, and he fell for it, and he should know not to because I'm not good with navigation. That's why she's always a co-pilot when we go anywhere.
Except for today.
So as we're driving, he goes, how much further on this road? And I'm like, 53 miles. 53 miles? How is Okay, well, we have to go east to go home.
Oh my goodness. I
So
love it.
because we had spent the day doing his thing, my husband's very generous
Oh,
and
that's
supportive, so he brought us. And so I wandered in, and she welcomed me. She was helping somebody over on the couches. And then my husband walks in and goes, well, you know they do a podcast. And she's like, great. And I'm like, you don't even know me. And she just,
Why not?
Dave, we love you for the shameless plug.
So
You should, yeah.
we just immediately clicked, and then I went home and I'm like, you've got to come. It's just
And
the
then she
best
immediately
shop.
sent us a message saying, I found Darcy's shop.
Yes.
It's so my shop. I want to live here.
Why?
Because it's so pretty and comfy and it's welcoming and look at all the squishy stuff and all the things to do. Yeah, I'm not going home.
Yeah, your overall
Sorry,
aesthetic
Frank.
is
You can
amazing.
stay here. I'm
This
good.
is the yarn shop.
You could be like
It's
the
the
shop
bakery.
cat.
The shop.
Since I'm not a fan of cats, how about I be the shop dog?
Thus, that's why I'm having a human as the shop cat. To rip my yarn
I'll do
up.
it.
You could be a really good cat. You're moody.
I will do it. I am so moody. There are days, yes, let me tell you.
I'll even put up a litter box.
I don't have to go outside. Yes. The little things.
So how long has the shop been here in Mount Vernon?
Oh gosh, we're still baby. To me, it's still being a baby. This past May was 2 years.
Wow.
So we made it to 2 years.
Melissa and I
Wow,
must
it
have been
feels-
here right after you opened, because it was about 2 years ago. We happened to wander in here too.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah.
It
I
feels
love it.
so much more established
Yeah.
than 2 years.
I don't know. I don't
It's
know what that means.
that's amazing.
Is that good?
That, I think
That's
that's excellent.
great.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the people. I know I keep deflecting to the people, but I'm telling you, I can't, I'll get emotional. I mean, I'm not kidding. They're amazing people here. And I feel like because I opened it with the right energy,
Yes.
and I'm not trying to spiritualize or be weird, but I would walk, and when we were painting, like I saw the whole interior of this in my head, and my husband, I would buy things and get furniture, and he's like, where's that gonna go? I'm like, trust me.
Yes.
And down to putting those 2 chairs right there at the drawbridge bar, everything fit like I wanted. But as we painted and as we redecorated and fixed the bathroom and put up everything, I would speak out loud things. I'm not kidding. I
Yeah.
spoke out loud things. I would ask for I asked for my knitting teacher. I said exactly what I wanted, and she walked through the door.
Name it, claim it.
Wow.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
And I would speak out loud, like, I want this area to be a community couch. I want people to feel loved here. And we have had things happen that are mind-blowing. One day, there were women in the lounge, and I'm just doing my work, and this woman comes busting through the door. I never saw her before. Sweaty, obviously had been crying. And I'm like, are you okay? And she's like, well, I didn't know what this place was, but I just felt led to come here. Can I sit down? And I'm like, absolutely. So she sat down, and I'm like, I'm gonna get you some tea. So I got her some tea, and she just poured out that she had her first mammogram. And she was heavy, so it really hurt, and she was just upset and didn't want to go home yet. She sat for an hour, drank her tea, we got her to where she was laughing, everything was fine. I've never seen her since. But that's
Wow.
what this is about, right? The making part of it, it goes hand in hand
Goosebumps.
with what we're
Yeah.
doing.
That's beautiful.
It's no less than a belief here. The making is no less than what we want to do for the people in the area.
The community.
Absolutely.
You got your community.
The only rule we have here is no politics.
That's a
And I
good
mean
one.
that because when you start hearing somebody's story, I had somebody come in that was extremely red and someone's come in who's extremely blue. And I'm like, uh-oh, they're both going to the lounge. And I know them and love them both, but this is going to end not well. But they knew the rules, so they didn't talk politics. They found a common ground on helping homeless people because they both worked in that area. And to this day, they still work with each other.
Awesome.
See, that's what happens, is that common ground is so
Yeah.
important.
Talk to people.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and that is knitting together a community.
Yes. Literally and figuratively.
Literally, and
Yeah.
figuratively, absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
And crochet.
And we love crochet. There's tons of crochet back there.
I
love it.
crochet.
Oh, I think it's beautiful. One wand or two,
There
right?
you go.
Right.
Well, Kim, thank you so much for inviting us to your shop and letting us just peruse, squish,
It's an
and
honor.
we love every
I hope
minute
you'll
of it.
come visit because
Yes,
there's lovely little
please.
nooks and crannies here.
And
that
Darcy
each-
will add lots of pictures so that
Yes.
you get to see all
I'll
the
greet you when you
ambiance.
come. Because I'm not
even
leaving.
do
Meow, yeah.
Yeah.
And as always, we find a great little coffee shop, and around the corner,
Oh,
Half
yes.
Baked
Oh
is a
my
lot
God.
of fun.
Half
The gentleman that
The
works there.
Jamaican iced coffee was so good. I slurped that sucker down.
Oh, we've
in
got-
5 seconds.
Literally right there, North Main, where you can have lunch and eat, have coffee, desserts. We've got Half Baked Bakery, literally half a block away. We've got
all
Happy Bean
walking
Cafe,
distance.
Yes.
2 blocks away.
Yeah.
And 4 blocks away, we have a place that makes the best donuts in the county.
What about the ice cream?
With
Witt's ice cream.
Oh, I forgot about Witt's Ice
Witt's.
Cream. That's 5
And there's a
blocks
lovely
away.
little square, lots of shade.
Artist
Yeah.
Co-op's the
Circle.
oldest, the historically accurate, oldest freestanding opera house in the country
Wow.
is 2 blocks away.
Didn't know.
It is stunning, a $23 million restoration.
Whoa.
And we just got a dog fountain, did you see it?
No.
It is modeled after the one in Paris and Ontario. 18
cool.
dogs in a circle around a fountain,
We have to go
spitting
see
water
this.
into the middle with a gold bone. It's amazing.
Right
I'm not,
here in
this
Mount
town is
Vernon.
amazing.
Yep.
It is.
Very
Come
nice.
down, come and see.
Come visit Mercy.
Wish and shop. I'll
sure
be
you pet
here.
My cat.
Yes.
Pet my cat.
Her nip is wool.
Yes, that's right. I'll be here.
Well, we are going to head out and have some lunch, and we hope
Yay.
you all enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for hanging
And make
out
sure
with
you
us.
check out the Makery Facebook
Yes.
Live on
And
Friday.
see where we go next time.
Yeah, it's
right.
themakery.shop. If you want
Yes.
to check us out online too.
And it's
Stay
in
tuned.
Mount Vernon, Ohio.
Yeah.
All right.
See you soon.
Peace, love, and light.